And we're back. Okay, in the last video we just basically created our project. In this video we're going to add all of the primitive objects that we need to create our first-person shooter game. We're going to do this all with primitive objects, so not going to be importing any fancy geometry. We added the tree creator, which probably not going to use in the videos, but you might want to add it just for a little extra interest to the game. But let's get going and bring in our primitive objects. So the first thing we're going to do is come to our Game Object menu, Create Other, and bring in a plane, and Game Object, Create Other, and a cylinder, Create Other, and bring in a sphere, and Game Object, Create Other, and bring in a directional light. And that's all we need from the component menu right now, but we're going to add a character controller. We're going to make a first-person controller to run this game, so just drag it into the scene, pretty much anywhere. Don't worry that these things are halfway down and embedded here. It doesn't really matter. We can get rid of the original main camera, so select it and delete. And I'm going to grab the cylinder here and type Control D to make a duplicate. Move one over. And now let's grab the sphere, do the same thing. Actually, first let's move it over since it was kind of hidden there. And Control D creates a second one. There it is, you see it. And we'll move that over. So now we've got two. And that's good. Okay, let's start naming some of these things. Grab the cylinder. We're going to call this target frame. Now notice I made the T in target lowercase. That was on purpose. And let's set it at -2.5 in X and 1.5 in Y. And Z will set to be 20. And then we're going to set a Y rotation of 90 and a Z rotation of 90. And then we're going to set the scale here, make it a little bit larger and flatter, 2, 0.3, and 2. And you see it's kind of sort of disappeared. Don't worry about that. It's still there. It's just we'll have to go find it later. Grab the next cylinder, and we're going to call this one gun barrel. Again, lowercase g. This is a notation called camelback notation. It's kind of common. And set the position here, the X position as -2.5 again. That's going to be common for the X positions. Y position as 1.5, and then in Z we'll give it 12.25. That one's a little critical. Rotation Y and Z of 90, and then scale of 0.35 in X, 0.4 in Y, and 0.35 also in Z. Okay, so there it is. And again, I'm not sure where it is, but we'll find it in a second. So the first sphere here, and we're going to change the name to target. And then the position, you probably know what's coming for the X position here, -2.5, and Y is going to be 1.5, and then our Z position is going to be 19.7, kind of critical number there. X rotation of 90, and then the scale, again also a little critical, 1.9, 0.5, and 1.9. So it's kind of flattened out. And we've got one more sphere here. And this one we're going to call projectile. And we're going to set the position here. Bet you can guess. It's minus 2.5. And let's give this one a y of 1.5 and a z of 15. And rotations, we don't need any, but scale 0.25 in x, 0.25 in y, and 0.5 in z. Kind of makes it like a football shape. Our first-person controller, we're just going to move it over here at minus 2.5, 1, and 12. Rotations, we're not really going to deal with any rotations here. Scale doesn't really matter. Our plane, and give it just a little funny name here. You can see more of these words in place. The Camelback notation, the first word is lowercase, then all other words or sort of words are uppercase. So X position is 0, a little bit different. Y is 0, Z is 0, and let's give it a scale of 20, 1, and 20. So it's real big. Then our directional light, and I'm not going to change the name. Just give it some Y height, and then rotation is the key here. So 30, 50, and that'll do it. And again, scale doesn't really matter for the lights. I'm going to save our scene. FPS. And we're just going to call this one main. We're actually going to have more scenes in this. So click save, and let's zoom in so you can see what we've got here. So we've got our first-person controller. Let me move this around here. Alt left drag. So our first-person controller with kind of a gun coming out of it, a projectile, and a target, kind of like an archery target. And we'll have more targets later and lots more projectiles, but that'll get us going. And that's it for this video.